All right, I'd like to call the meeting of the White Lake Library Board of Trustees for January 2026 to order. It is Wednesday, the 28th of January at 6:49 p.m. And we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Move to the roll call.
President Jennifer Schultz,
Absent, excused.
Vice President Eric Shotwell,
Present.
Treasurer Gwendolyn Newton,
Present.
Secretary Carrie Francis, present. Trustee Becky Knapp,
Present.
Trustee William Lonsberry,
Present.
Director April Stevenson, and Assistant Director Amy Rosen are also in attendance.
And I would like a motion to approve the agenda.
I make a motion to approve the agenda for the January 28th, 2026. Board of Trustees, Library Board of Trustees meeting.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Agreed. That's 1, 2, how many? We have 4 yes votes. Yes. We don't have any public, it appears, so no public comments for tonight. We do have a place for the presentation listed. We have a presentation? No presentation. All right. Then we would need approval for the minutes. We have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the minutes from the Wednesday, December 17th meeting of the White Lake Library Board of Trustees.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
4 yes votes. Motion passes. All right, so on to officer reports. We clearly don't have a president's report tonight. So vice president's report, I don't have one either. Secretary's report.
I have nothing to report.
Okay, and the treasurer's report.
Okay. So everybody had the balance sheet. They were sent to they were sent out with our packet. Okay. And there's a couple things I think I'm going to talk about now. First, if everybody's looked at the report, we're doing really, really well. And then when April does her report, she'll tell us how much money we received in tax revenue to date. And then if there are no questions, I am make a motion to accept the December bills as presented.
I will second. We have lots of seconds tonight.
All in favor?
Aye.
4 yes votes, motion passes.
So the next thing I want to discuss, it's going to be the next part of your packet. And so the finance committee met and we want to do some updates to the CDs. We usually do this in January because we have so much revenue that's come in at this time that we put money into the CDs at short term. And we put that money in short term to just increase our ability to make a little interest. So if you look at the first 2 pages in this are Flagstar CD rates. And they have what they call as a CDAR, which is a CD that's reciprocal with other banks. So and those interest rates are slightly less, but they manage everything for us. So we can do several CDs at Flagstar. They end up doing reciprocal CDs at other banks for us, and they process everything. So if you look at this spreadsheet that we put together, we talked about at the finance committee meeting this month. The first part, I have a proposed CD list of $1 million. 3 of them are CDARs, which will go out to other banks through Flagstar. 1 is a CD within Flagstar. And as you can see by their rate sheets, they really go by the number of days, whether instead of a month. And so we're recommending these terms of dates and these are all the interest rates. Actually, they all went down 1/100% today. Um, actually on Monday, and so I received those from her today. So these are all 1/100% less. Our current sweep account, which is a money market that goes into our checking, we're fortunate to see here. Their sweep accounts right now are paying 1.15, but they give us a rate for the year and it was 2.2. So it's not a huge amount of interest that's different, but it's enough that we decided that it was better to have that money in CDs. So I'm gonna make a motion. And then we can have some discussion if you would like, and in that motion, hang on, because I wrote it up, so I want to make sure that I say it correctly. Because we're really required, well. Now I thought I had it here. Actually, I'm probably gonna have, Carrie, do you have that document that I sent you?
I have incorporated it into my draft minutes,
Okay,
so I do have it.
yeah, I thought I actually, I apologize, because I thought I had it. Um,
Here, let me. You want me to forward it to you?
would you? Yeah,
Yeah,
because now I
that's what I
can't
was
find
gonna
it in
do
my
too.
outbox. Because I want to make a motion and then,
It's just sent.
and I just
Thank
found
you.
it. Okay,
Still looking.
so for each one of these CDs, we actually have to make a different motion. So I'm gonna propose 4 motions at once, and then we can have a conversation about them. Are we ready? So I make a motion to open a 28-day CDAR at Flagstar for $250,000 with a full balance deposited into the Flagstar checking account upon maturity. Then I'm making a second motion to open a 59-day CD at Flagstar for $250,000 with a full balance deposited into the Flagstar checking upon maturity. So actually making only 3, because then I'm making a motion to open 2 91-day CDARs at Flagstar for $250,000 each with the full balances deposited into the Flagstar checking upon maturity. Do we have any conversation?
Well, I'll second all that.
Okay,
No,
no,
we should,
no,
no, sure.
it,
Can you just explain one thing to me?
sure, absolutely.
Just, okay, so what I'm seeing here is there's, the 4 CDs.
Right.
Totaling 1 million,
Right,
correct, and that is different from that sweep account of 1 million.
yeah, okay, so I probably shouldn't have, if you see here, this million that I put here, this is the interest we'll receive on it.
Mhm.
Okay, if we left that million in that sweep account at 2.2, this is the interest that we would make on it. And then this is the difference in interest.
So the sweep account is what they're in currently.
The sweep account's on a money market account, which will, we would never see this, but we could have a balance up to 32 million.
Okay,
Okay, which is, which is FDIC secured. We'll never see that, but just that little bit difference in, in interest income, we thought we'd take advantage of it.
sure.
And what's nice about doing all of this at Flagstar, one, their rates are actually pretty good right now. And 2 is when they mature, they automatically put them back into our sweep account. We don't have to do anything else besides what we're gonna do with them when we send them the minutes on Monday.
Great,
Okay?
thank you.
And then these are the current ones that we have. So all of this money will go back into our account by May 7th. Okay, and then if that point, if we decide we want to do some more short-term CDs, we'll do the same thing.
Okay.
Okay, and then these are the other CDs. We're trying to get all the CDs to actually roll off before the end of the year to get as much interest as we possibly can on these that would show in our balance sheet for this year. Okay. Okay, so
Any further discussion or debate? Any further discussion or debate? from anybody?
No.
I'm seeing none.
Then should we do them individually or all at once?
I did them, and then we just need to say, oh, for all in favor.
Yeah, all in favor, yeah.
It's up to you.
Let's make sure we've got all three of them, just so
Okay.
we have it on record.
Okay.
So for the first motion for the 28-day CDR, per Gwen's motion, all in favor?
Aye.
For the second motion, which was the 59-day CD, is that correct?
Mhm.
Per Gwen's motion, all in favor?
Aye.
And for the third motion for the two CDRs for 91 days, per Gwen's motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
All three motions passed.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
And thank you, Finance Committee, for all the time that we spent on it.
Thanks for all the research.
Mhm.
And now we are on to the library director's report. April, you have the floor.
Oh, it's been a month. A lot done, but, yeah. Completed and sent in the state aid. Woo! They always do that, so that's a big deal, and also got in DSLRT, so that was a lot of statistics going on there, but got that all done. Happy to say our lobby now opens 15 minutes early, so patrons can come in, warm up, meet their friends, Wi-Fi, browse. And best of all, our friends can get in 15 minutes early, and donations can come in 15 minutes early. So just a way to kind of warm up or walk. We see people standing outside there sometimes. We just want to make it more convenient. So, yay, launched canopies. So getting a lot of good feedback on that. And we are currently working on organizing and digitizing board meeting packets. So that's a big goal for this year, is getting through some of that.
So can I ask about that? When you're digitizing this, where is it going?
So it's going on our server. And
Okay.
it's going in also in our cloud, our Google Cloud stuff too. So just keeping it in several
Okay.
spots. And
Okay,
we have a cloud service too.
that should all be shared with the board since there are meeting minutes.
Sure.
And we should be able to access those.
As they're digitized, we'll share.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, so we should all be able to log into that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What format are we putting them in? Like PDF? Okay.
Okay, board news and networking. Jen and Emily and I met with the new graphic designer for our print newsletter for the summer session.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. See what she can do.
So it's the one that we talked about?
She does Highland, she does Milford, she back in the day did TLN.
She's so talented.
Yeah, her mom's quite talented too, some of our artworks in the building.
Oh, nice.
Really? Okay. I am very excited to see our new newsletter.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Carrie signed our polling location memorandum of understanding, so that's awesome.
That's a big deal too.
So it had a couple of staff, a page and a cert clerk left. One was for, I believe, full-time job, and one moved. So she didn't want to leave, but it was too long of a drive. So both of those have been replaced. The one who you'll see here, the new clerk, Taylor, Taylor actually did an internship with us.
Okay,
And so we were very happy to have Taylor come back and grab her. So
great.
yeah, that was a great thing. Our Envisionware self-checks had to have new CPUs installed under warranty, so that was all good. Marketing, communications, that's going well. Library app. We received some great comments. I won't go ahead and read them all, but obviously one of those ones for Canopy came to the rescue for somebody, so that was great. We received a couple of 5-star reviews, so that was fantastic. That's always good to see. We appreciate that. My director connections, normal stuff, just out and about, lots of meetings. Facilities, our service doorbell stopped working, so David went ahead and fixed that. We have an unresponsive screen on our second boiler that has been replaced. Our kitchen counter in the kitchen over there, the fascia under the sink needed to be put tapped down and fixed. And we got the 2 weeks, a leak in the Idea lamp has been repaired. And I'm gonna pass around some pictures from the Serve Pro. So I'll give you a little bit of insight. I'm gonna obviously write the whole report on the yeah,
That was a mess.
on the most recent leak. Sometimes, yeah. So what happened with that is in RTU 5, there was there's copper piping that kind of coils like that, and you can see where there's if it comes out from behind the screen, it looks like a bunch of copper U. So on one of them, on the very bottom one, it must have froze there because this area that's right next to it swelled up like a mini box and cracked and like split like a grape. It's like the skin on a grape, and that's where all the water was coming from. Right down that into the bath room.
So what did they say about the possibility of those other RTUs having that same issue?
This is a anomaly. They were surprised it happened. Because I asked about that when you were here the other day.
Yeah.
I asked about that. But then again, this weather isn't enough. So this is not, so a little bit concerned about that. They will be back out on Friday to finish that up and get that completely fixed. And then we'll see about, we'll see whether David can be the one to kind of put back the molding on the floor, because the rubber molding was removed. And they put some holes in under that in order to make sure that everything was properly dried out.
Okay.
And sprayed and all of that. So did talk to our insurance company. So we do have a $1,500 deductible. They sent me the form and just said to go ahead and send them what our costs.
Okay.
That. So we'll get some money back.
Mm.
Yeah, and again, Serpro said, but for staff acting so quickly, it truly would have been a lot worse. So
Oh yeah, it's so good that people were here and in that room.
yeah, if no one had been here, just I didn't want to think about how. But yeah. Okay, friends. So the friends entered, that festival of trees. They came in second place, earning them $250. Huge thank you to Linda Ray for doing all of that decorating and advocating. She was like getting so many votes.
The numbers for the first place tree doubled from the night before they were due.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
They doubled.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. The Friends also had a great idea. They are providing a voucher for a free book from the Friends Corner every time someone signs up for a new library card.
Nice.
As of the quarterly, which was a couple of weeks ago, they had redeemed 20 vouchers in less than 2 weeks.
Wow.
Very nice.
Wow.
So people are really appreciating it. We're starting our outreach to the schools with our educator newsletter so that we can get those summer reading visits booked early. Staff are doing lots of professional development. The adults staff working on several patron-friendly cheat sheets for our Library of Things machines. We just want to get those directions out there and let people know what we have, so that's it's another way of marketing it. Let's see, what else are we doing?
Are we doing a cheat sheet too for Ancestry?
Yes, that's involved.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. We are looking at.
Well, and I'm asking because, I actually used some other libraries when I came in to use our system, because I went through and out on Google, I found like 4 other libraries that their cheat sheets, which were really helpful because things have changed so much.
Yeah.
And it was super.
Yeah.
So I thought, we need this,
That's what I thought we needed to.
yeah. And just even when somebody sits down at one of our computers, how to log in.
Yes.
Maybe that's what I need.
Yeah.
I tried to use it and it didn't go well.
Because the way we have it set up, it's not intuitive.
Okay.
Yeah, it came from conversations.
Yeah.
We had said I thought we should.
Yeah, thank you.
So, yeah. I'm really happy about this. Stephanie has launched 6 sensory support kits for patrons to use here in the library. These include, and you'll see some pictures, fidget toys, noise canceling headphones. That's a nice weighted dry erase lap pad that can be put on the lap. Light sensitivity sunglasses, and these little wobble cushions, all that aid our patrons that need of all ages. Sometimes you
Okay,
just need a little
nice.
let's see.
Are those kept in the kids area then, or?
So they are kept at the information desk, and the wobble cushions are at the front circulations.
Okay.
Okay, so we have some great staff anniversaries. Deb, sub 4 years, and Miss Emily 5 years.
Wow.
We also added a receipt printer at the adult reference desk for printing guest passes. They were before printing out on a full sheet of paper, and so this will save a lot of.
So what do we do with the guest passes?
Those are given to people that need to get on to the public computers, and they don't have a card for various reasons.
Oh.
Like if they're here with somebody.
Well, and I used their square the other day. Fabulous.
That's going really well.
Oh, yeah.
Some various IT work we've had. I'm just going to try and keep you up to date on that. So otherwise, statistics, if you want to take a look at those. Statistics are looking pretty well. We had a good month for circulation overall. Good for new card registration. December's never usually the highest, but there's some good numbers there. This also gives you some of the year-end numbers as a whole. It's a 12 months performance, so 2025. Highest for new card registration overall. And then there's some constant contact comparison to industry standards and.
Will you include canopy next time? Much?
That'll, because that started in January.
Got it. Okay, so let's move to committee reports. Unless there's any other questions about the director's report. We have first up is the building committee.
Oh, let me just one more thing. I want to ask. We have a cute little letter from some kids, and then here's some of our drawings from our illustrator of mascots.
Oh, nice.
That's that.
Okay, so on to the building committee.
All right, so the building committee met on Monday, January 12th at 4 p.m. So we did, we talked about the leak of the IP lab was fixed, right? Didn't know about it at the time, but I'll know about it. Interface screen boiler 2 is not working, needs to be replaced. I think we knew about that before. Let's see, the 2025 building committee goals for technology sign complete. Yay.
Yeah, so it looks fabulous.
Actually, the last couple times I've done by here, I've actually paid attention. Pretty bright. I noticed the brightness.
Yes.
Much brighter.
It's very, the font is much clearer, which is really nice.
Right. And since they've been out to make a repair on the north side of the screen, I know that you were going to look into what they might have done specifically.
Yes.
Okay. Generator quotes, where we talked about getting generator quotes. Well, that President Schultz had one from before. I know I gave a few recommendations, 4 to be specific, but 2 that are great service oriented companies. Painting the building, we talked about incorporating the painting of the building versus and when to do it. Want to look at the cleaning and everything like that, so we're gonna look into the scheduling it into the fall. As we kind of finalize some of the details of how and when all the pieces are gonna come together. For cleaning and stuff. Looked into the HVAC duct cleaning after the paint for sure. Definitely before we clean the furniture. On parking lot seal coat. Goals get done early spring. I'm told it's usually a one day, did it on a Sunday. Furniture cleanings, done after the painting, HVAC, as I just mentioned. Youth information, desk wall. The crew had one quote seeking more. And I think we're gonna see some designs. We talked about seeing some either illustrations or pictures of what it might look like. Investigate window coatings. We talk about this every month. So I think we had planned that we're going to meet. This is the next month or following April.
Oh, it did get changed, yeah. It's not the 9th anymore.
Right, but I meant we're gonna come and meet. Are we
Six.
meeting in person? No, we're gonna have a meeting in person here. When we
Eventually.
discuss all the things, great, so, revisit this, that's what it is. Particle design in April. So look at the old design and potential new cost. Cost for the future budget. We're gonna meet on Monday, February 9th at 4 p.m. again via Zoom.
So do we think that we're gonna be able to get a generator possible this year?
That depends on how fast we start moving on.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna guess that we'll have. It was be safe to say we'll have about a 2 month lead time from the time that we made a decision to the
Mhm.
time that they'll actually, have a schedule, maybe, the install. Without knowing exactly what has to be done and how big. And obviously we have to determine what has to be powered up under those conditions. Not necessarily everything has to be powered up.
For sure.
But it can be, and so the technology is out there that you can undersize your generator. So you can start up, get all the essentials running, heat, AC, most of the lights, computers, fire suppression systems, all kinds of stuff like that. But then there might be things that you don't need when the generator fires up. But as soon as the generator is running properly, then they can start adding things on.
Okay,
The whole thing is typically when, like if you have a whole home,
right.
when it does that, yours probably when it fires up, it runs, everything works as it was designed to work. Sometimes you can get away with a smaller generator,
Right.
it's just cost. But you can't just turn everything on at one time because there's a stall the generator. Just flat out just and turn off. So I have experience with that in 2 homes that I take care of that are like that. And so it can be done for less money. But until we get quotes.
Yeah.
Recommendations. So I always let them recommend. I mean, they're not gonna sell you something. These two first companies, they're not gonna sell you something that we don't.
Okay.
They're gonna sell you right up to the point where this will cover everything. So
My biggest concern is frozen pipes.
absolutely. No AC for an extended period of time in the summer. Because you'll have a humidity control problem.
Right.
And that's
Right.
voltage issues.
Right.
But yes.
I don't really have anything else on.
Okay, that's the building committee. Next we have the finance committee.
The finance committee met Wednesday, January 14th. We went over some budget updates. April was finalizing the 2025 budget. Initial amounts are coming in on the 2026 budget, now that we are almost done with January. We reviewed another set of budget amendments, primarily moving the unused collection funds to Libby. We are the recipients of an IRA for an organization. We are in the process of reviewing and filling out the required documents. And we have not worked on the 6-month basic budget at this meeting. For the CD review, the next CD decision is at the March committee. for the CD due in May, and we did discuss the CDARs for 2026. The committee did review the capitalization policy, and there was one question that we had April reach out to the accountant to answer. Other than that, we are recommending it for the board for review and approval. We did need to discuss, we did discuss the ACH approved vendors list. And we looking at increases for some ACH payments for a couple items. For the millage, we did review the millage verbiage from the political consultant and asked April to send it to the attorney for review and to bring that to the January board meeting. We did review the addendum of room amounts and agree with using square footage to establish them, but would like certain areas to have higher amounts due to visibility. Committee members will review the list and suggest increases to areas with higher visibility to April. Our next meeting is Wednesday, February 11th.
And the
Is that when we're doing it?
No, I think it's a Tuesday.
Both
Right?
of those dates on those
Okay,
committees,
they're
it's not changed. It was,
Okay.
changes were made after.
Okay.
okay.
Okay, so the policy committee, I guess I'll leave that one.
Okay.
Policy committee met on Tuesday, January 6th, 5 p.m. We discussed several items, including the patron behavior policy update, capitalization policy update, the reviewing of the naming rights policy of the attorney, and the Idea Lab waiver. For the patron behavior policy update, the committee reviewed the attorney's response to Trustee Lonsberry's concerns, including his analysis of the example policy, and the attorney outlined several reasons to retain the current policy, after which the committee is recommending that approach to the board. So we'll talk about that during our, what is that, old business. For the capitalization policy update, the committee reviewed the attorney's version of the policy as well as a revised version prepared by the accountant after he reviewed the attorney's draft. And the committee is recommending the accountant's revised draft to the board after the finance committee reviews it. For the naming rights policy, the committee reviewed the naming rights policy from the attorney, and except for a few minor tweaks, the body of the policy is going to move forward. So we forwarded the addendum portion to the finance committee for their review. And then the Idea Lab waiver. Instituting the waiver is becoming increasingly complex procedurally, so we have reached out to the attorney to see if he would recommend adding a responsibility and liability section to our current policy to be posted in the Idea Lab. Our next meeting is Tuesday, February 3rd at 5 p.m. via Zoom. And now we have Strategic Planning Committee.
I think those kind of draw attention. We're strategic planning committee is really basically there's no committee meeting. So it's just really basically letting you know what we worked on for the month of December. And we clearly are finalizing and finishing up. There's just different things that we had to add in here, such as under the language section. What we did there, finalizing website, some additional things with the mobile app. Helping our underserved groups, some of that, well, and with the century kids, and then also getting the winter newsletter out and distributed. So not too much, we're just finishing it up. This is going to be what you'll receive probably next month is the whole, you'll get a whole thing for the whole, what we did all year.
Okay.
That is done, it was done last year. And then you'll also see what we're going to be focusing on as far as the tactics for this next year.
Okay.
Great. So now we're on to old business. And first item of old business is the millage discussion. Who wants to lead that part of it?
April.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so what you have before you is the village verbiage from the political consultant that was shared with the finance committee. This was also shared with the attorney. The attorney then wrote back and let us know ahead of time what the cost would be for them to work with us on this. It is a flat rate of about $1,900. And then they also sent me paperwork, a questionnaire, which has all been filled out, with requested forms such as the, L4029, personal property tax form and all of that. So all of that has been sent to them. So, we're just waiting to hear back what they.
So did
think.
they come back and tell us what they thought about this
They
survey?
did not yet. That's why it's not shared in there.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So we definitely need that at the end of the February meeting.
Yes, as
Absolutely.
you'll see, but the next thing is you'll see from your election dates that April 28th is when your
Okay,
looks like April 28th
You're right.
is gonna be when your deadline
For the
for
ballot.
is. So,
well, we definitely want on for that.
you probably will if you have a special meeting.
No,
If you get it by next.
but if we have it by next month, we should be able to get this. Yes. Absolutely.
So, yeah, I would hang on to these election dates that I'll
Mhm.
put back.
Okay, thank you.
I don't remember you providing this last year or something like this.
Well, we didn't have a millage last year.
Okay, so it's the only reason you have the
Yes.
whole, so, I
We
mean,
don't-
it's kind of nice. to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It really is, a whole lot of thought process reading to do in there, but
Right, but because we didn't have anything to apply for. And, we're required to apply for our millage. Right? Obviously, we want to keep the library run. So, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So next month, we should have a lot longer conversation about. Millage.
Okay, that concludes the millage discussion then. Let's talk about updated 5A patron behavior policy. April, can you tell us which ones are, I see there's 3 documents here, so I want to make sure we're not confusing these
I
things.
wanted to be, so I know this has been on here for a long. So I tried in the email to make it pretty clear, but I did want you to have everything so that you could look. So you do have, and you don't have to look at it right now. Let me walk you through it. So you do have the current library patron behavior policies. That's the first thing you should be seeing here. It's 5. Read the policies 5 regarding patron behavior, safety and security. And that's all of our original patron behavior. Okay. The next one you'll be seeing is the original attorney provided draft 5A, yellow highlights with this is what the attorney provided us, which we policy committee brought to the board. And this is the original area, the highlighted area were the areas of original concern that we took back to the attorney and along with trustee Lonsberry's suggested weapons policy example. Okay. Gonna keep going. Next one is going to be, I'm calling this the board draft. Okay, so the policy committee took a look at it, made some changes based on trustee Lonsberry's information and sent it back to the attorney. The attorney's comments on it were that as long as, you shall see under where it says bullet point weapons, that second sentence, patrons must comply with all applicable state and federal laws regarding the possession of weapons on library property. As long as that statement is in there, this is okay, this draft. And that's why I'm calling it board draft. It's the green highlighted one. You're seeing that.
Okay.
Okay. That is the one that if the policy committee is recommending for your review and approval. I also included in here, just so that we were clear with everything, a lot of paperwork. Trustee Lonsberry's proposed weapons and conduct policy with attorney comments. You'll see all those comments on there, as well as the email from our attorney explaining why she is adjusting things the way she is. So the bottom line is that what's being put forward for potential approval is the board draft with the green highlights. So
And that is the green highlights is the only thing that has changed from the previous review.
So the first set of documents, that's just a reference, right? Yeah,
everything is right.
and then this is what the next one is. One.
This, so the very first one was our original.
Right.
This is what we had recommended that generated a lot of conversation.
Right, so for today's purposes, this is just reference.
That's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
reference,
And then
yes,
this
is what we're.
is what we're gonna be discussing, voting on
Yes.
today. And this is just an addendum to the,
Yes,
That's for
on
everyone.
top of the.
Yeah. To
Terms.
see the process, kind of see how,
Great, I like that.
how things are.
Yeah.
Thank you for including that, April.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So do we all want to take a minute, take a look through it or discuss?
How about we get a motion and then we discuss?
I make a motion to discuss the patron behavior policy 5A in entirety.
Set to discuss or to accept?
I make a motion to approve.
Yes. I'll second that.
Okay. Now discussion and debate.
I have one question on the comment on the letter, not that it's really relevant, but I'm just kind of curious. That we got from the attorney. Right? Not sure why they even talked about children with guns with parents, because children can't have guns. Can you enlighten me on why that?
And why she would say that? No,
Yeah,
no.
you have to be 18 years old to lawfully possess a firearm.
Well,
and
she says,
21
well, it's
for a
true that the
handgun.
library cannot regulate minors from having guns while in their possession of the parent. I question whether the library wants a policy. The specific, I don't know.
Okay,
Did she feel like she was answering a comment that was made? I don't know.
okay, I'm just
Truly.
curious as to why.
I think it's number 4 under trustee Lonsberry's prohibited conduct, section 3, number 4, possession of weapons by minors unless under direct supervision of a parent, guardian, or individual 18 years old or consistent with state law. So it could be from that.
It has to be.
Okay, and it probably is, but it wouldn't be applicable to the library because in no way would. You have a child with a parent, having the parent's gun in the library.
I think
Makes
if,
zero sense.
I think if you look, I always look for like what one word would make this correct when you look at a document, and I think that the word that she's put in there incorrectly is the word guns. I think weapons would apply.
Okay,
if you read-
I'll give you that.
So I think that that's sort of what she's equating guns with weapons. And she's probably not a gun owner, so she equates weapons and guns together and conflates the two. I think
And you
it's-
said possession of weapons in your email,
Yeah.
in your comment.
Yeah,
right?
because this is
Right.
general
Yeah.
weapons.
Yeah.
Right.
in the reference.
I think if you looked at her letter and replaced that word guns with weapons, then it does make sense what she's
Yeah,
saying.
I agree.
And I think that that's sort of what her intent was. I mean, hard to read the intent for sure, but that's,
Well, my personal is on it. I'm glad that everybody took the time to realize that we needed to think this through a little bit
Oh, for
further.
sure.
Number 2 is that we have actually, increased the verbiage for the weapons section.
Mhm.
Which clarifies some issues. And as I see, there's really no reason not to prove this from what I see now.
Okay.
yeah, I would say from my perspective, though, presiding tonight as part of conversation, I don't see a problem with it either. As a gun owner, it doesn't infringe on rights as far as I can read it. So I personally think that it's a good compromise from what we had before, which I think did to some degree have the potential to infringe.
The first one was just a little, ambiguous, that's all.
Right,
And it's not now.
I agree.
Okay.
Any other discussion, debate? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I have to vote, I guess, 4 yeses. Sorry, forced to have it from you voting. All right, and then the third thing under old business is the 2025 budget amendments, part 2.
So, this is This is just another set of amendments. There was money left over in these various accounts. Hoopla, adult AV, adult books, young adult books, and children's books. And it can always be used on, that's just, so, these amounts totaling $15,598. And 91 cents. Asking to move to, levy.
We have a motion.
I make a motion to move, to approve the 2025 budget amendments part 2. In entirety, moving, these, Hoopla, adult AV, adult books, young adult books, and children's books in entirety to Libby.
Need a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
4 yes votes. Motion passes. And now on to new business, the capitalization policy. Would like to speak to that.
Looking at you.
Alrighty, so what you have before you is the supposed original, capitalization policy, that we had. I'm not sure. But that's it. So, this is the new one that's been worked on several times, and there's several examples. Finance committee, we really looked this over. It is the second version of the accountants. We originally had the accountants. Well, actually, to go back, we had several that we had first that finance committee had worked on. Then we had the accountants, then it went to the attorney had a completely separate one that was sent to the accountant then fixed his, sent it back. Finance committee looked at it. And here we are. And I think we're good. I will say this, he did ask just recently, that we add, if you go and look at the chart, he did ask that we add internally housed and owned software. And
Depreciation categories and estimated useful lives.
correct, yep. That we add that and add it for 3 years. So that's the only additional change.
Oh, which is at the bottom.
Yes.
Many
So give me an example. I mean, I have no problem with that, with him saying this, but what's internally housed and owned software here?
You're gonna ask that.
Because I'm like, what's internally owned and
Give me a second, I gotta think about it.
okay, because I'm like, oh, I
There
wonder
is,
what we.
there is.
Okay,
Yeah, well, like our, the software that handles our HVAC, that's here,
okay,
yeah,
We own,
right,
we own.
we bought it,
But
yeah, we paid for
and
it,
there must be a licensing fee
yeah,
every year, right? Right.
every 3, well, this one, the next one, this is 3 years, we just signed it here.
What were we just
It's like
looking at?
that.
What were we just looking at?
There's,
We were looking at the network equipment that needed software for 3 years.
right,
Okay,
I knew if we worked together. we could-
I know, I'm thinking, okay, what else do we have? Because I know that we looked at the network
Yeah,
software,
oh,
right? But I'm thinking, what else besides that do we own? I just didn't know.
yeah, I can get an answer for you, I don't
But
know.
like the fire suppression, do we have a software? There was something that we had the software, is there software for the door?
Cameras.
Okay,
It's something that we don't own the camera. That's. We act software for the cameras is this. Yeah. It's part of.
and I'm assuming you have a list of all of,
Yes. I could probably pull it up through audit stuff if I look through that. But I do
Okay.
have it for you.
okay,
So the question I have on the internally housed owned software. So the 3 years is based on the fact that it's gonna change, we know, in 3 years. Because of a contract.
Yes. Like the network equipment that we're looking at replacing, it almost always is the 3-year cycle on it. You basically end up paying for the software itself every 3 years. Actually, sometimes it's the hardware, the software goes with it, and you unfortunately cannot use the hardware without the software.
Right.
And then they charge you a fee for that software license, and it basically is you're rebuying it every 3 years.
It's a razor for free, but pay for the blades.
Right. Right. So. Yeah, it's usually 3 to 5 years is usually average. I would think that if we made it, at 5 years, we'd have things that would be outdated, that then we wouldn't have support on. Okay,
We could waste the 2 years for the depreciation.
Mhm.
right. Right.
Do you have any further discussion, any motion?
Well, you're gonna make your motion? You want one of us to make it for you? Yeah, I guess we have to.
Yeah, we have
I'll move to accept the capitalization policy as presented.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
4 yes votes, motion passes.
And anything else that then we find that, we might have missed in this table, we can always come back and add, correct?
Right.
And now we're on to the finance policy ACH addendum update.
Yeah, so this was a quick thing that we came up recently, and I may bring you more in the future, but finance committee will figure out whether that's necessary or not. But this one is MERS, what with the nice raises that have been provided with staff, and some of the investments that staff need as well, that we need to just bump it just a smidge. The MERS, you'll see there, employee investments 2,500 per pay period. Slight increase to that. We've gotten bumped a couple times on our at the bank, letting us know that, hey, this is above, is this okay? And
So that's 401k deposits, okay. Okay.
Any other discussion, questions?
No, this is something though, Becky and Carrie, when April's not here, this is important to have access to, so that you know when we get an ACH overage, if we're gonna approve it or not.
Okay.
and I'm gonna be sending you, I'm waiting until after this was approved to send you the one with the company IDs.
Okay.
Okay. True, because some of these have several company IDs,
Oh, yeah,
right?
to say the least.
Okay.
And so just to clarify, because it says suggested increase to 3,000, not an
Yes.
increase of, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just clarifying, okay.
So I will make a motion to approve the addendum 1 to the financial policy EFT/HCH vendor list as presented.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes, 4 yes votes.
Yeah.
Do we have any announcements? I did have one question just before we get to that though, about our policy committee stuff. Is there a line anywhere in our policy document, I should know this, but that says that we have the right to change things for typographical errors? Okay, so
We'd have to bring it.
yeah, we should maybe
We should.
have that in there, right? So we don't have to bring things to the board for a minor change.
So you mean like, make grammar, punctuation, spelling,
I
corrections?
disagree with that.
Do you?
Um,
Okay,
Absolutely. I don't think any policy should be changed in any way without the board approving it. So if we know that we have a bunch of typographical things, they can all be added up, and at the end of the year, we could do them all in one swoop. But I truly, for audit
That's fair.
purposes, we should never change a document without it being approved by the board.
I think that's fair. It's a good point of view.
Do you have a point, Eric, like a specific example
No, I don't.
And we probably had many.
I'm guessing we have several.
of? I mean, periods missed, wrong spellings, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that happens. And I guess I agree, Glenn, that, the board could approve changes. especially
Right.
changes to
Right.
contract. What, wouldn't something in the policy? That, those things, when they're found, they're noted, they're put into an addendum that will correct, and then we approve the addendum at a certain date.
We could definitely do that. We could approve,
Good.
but,
You guys should think about that, so.
yeah, I just think that anything that has to be changed at all that has been board approved needs to have board approval again for any change.
Sure.
And so we might have 20 documents that we've approved over the years that have to come back and, and April can keep track of those and we can go and approve them.
No, I don't disagree with that at all.
Okay.
I just was
So-
thinking as I was reading through like one of these documents here, like, what if there is a typo? Especially if it's a substantive
there-
one that
but-
changes the meaning of something.
Exactly, exactly.
So
But
comment
if
the
it's
wrong spot.
something that changes the meaning of something, then it probably should be brought sooner than later.
Exactly, right.
Right.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay.
All right, so we said no announcements, then if that's the case, I'll need another motion. Anyone?
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting of the White Lake Township Library Board of Trustees on January 28th, 2026. I do the time at 7:45.
7:45.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
And that is a new record.
Yeah.